Introduction to Implementing Scrum Events. Skunkworks Spin Dynamics, founded by DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, is dedicated to developing an online training program for breakdancing power moves. Let's explore how they implement the 5 important Scrum events to manage this project effectively. 5 important Scrum events. 1. Sprint, definition and role. A sprint is a time-boxed period, typically 2 to 4 weeks, where the Scrum team works to complete a set of tasks from the product backlog. The goal is to deliver a potentially shippable product increment. Example, for the Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics decided on a 2-week sprint duration. During each sprint, the team focuses on developing instructional content for one power move, such as the flare or elbow air flare. 2. Sprint planning, planning activities and setting objectives. Sprint planning is a collaborative meeting where the Scrum team selects and plans the work for the upcoming sprint. Objectives are set based on the highest priority items from the product backlog. Example, in the first sprint planning session, DJ Spin Master, Lil Jesus Name, Windmill Wizard, Flare Queen, and Headspin Hero gathered to discuss the tasks needed to create the instructional module for the flare move. They broke down the tasks into specific items, such as script writing, video shooting, editing, and platform integration, and assigned story points to each task. 3. Daily Scrum, daily meetings to track progress and plan work for the day. The daily Scrum is a short, time-boxed meeting, usually 15 minutes, where the team discusses progress, plans for the day, and identifies any impediments. Example, every morning at 10 a.m., the Skunkworks team holds a daily Scrum. Each team member answers 3 questions. What did you do yesterday? What will you do today? Are there any impediments in your way? This helps the team stay on track and address any issues promptly. 4. Sprint review, reviewing completed work and gathering feedback. The sprint review is held at the end of the sprint to inspect the work done and gather feedback from stakeholders. The goal is to demonstrate the product increment and adapt the product backlog as needed. Example, at the end of the first sprint, the team presented the completed FLAR instructional module to a group of beta testers and breakdancing experts. They gathered valuable feedback on the content and delivery, which they used to refine the next modules. 5. Sprint retrospective, reflecting on a sprint to improve future processes. The sprint retrospective is a meeting where the Scrum team reflects on the past sprint to identify successes, challenges, and areas for improvement. The goal is to continuously improve the team's processes and performance. Example, after the sprint review, the Skunkworks team held a sprint retrospective. They discussed what went well, such as the efficient video production process, and what could be improved, like better communication between the video production and platform development teams. They decided to implement a shared task board in Trello to improve collaboration and transparency. 1. Sprint planning for elbow air flare module. Objective, plan and develop the instructional module for the elbow air flare move. Tasks, script writing, 8 story points. Video shooting, 12 story points. Video editing, 10 story points. Platform integration, 6 story points. Safety review, 4 story points. Team assignments, Windmill Wizard and Flare Queen for script writing and instruction. Cam Crew for video shooting and editing. Headspin Hero for platform integration. Safety Sam for safety review. 2. Daily Scrum example, Windmill Wizard. Yesterday, I finished the script for the elbow air flare. Today, I will start rehearsing with Flare Queen. No impediments. Flare Queen. Yesterday, I worked on the script with Windmill Wizard. Today, I'll focus on rehearsals and video prep. No impediments. Cam Crew. Yesterday, I set up the studio for shooting. Today, I'll be filming the first part of the module. We need to coordinate with Safety Sam for safety checks. 3. Sprint review for elbow air flare module. Demo. The team demonstrated the completed elbow air flare module to stakeholders, including a live demonstration by Windmill Wizard. Feedback. Beta testers suggested adding slow-motion segments to better illustrate complex movements. Breakdancing experts recommended more emphasis on common mistakes and how to avoid them. 4. Sprint retrospective example, what went well. The team praised the smooth collaboration between instructors and video production. The use of story points helped in accurate task estimation. Challenges, the need for more detailed safety checks before filming. Action items, introduce slow-motion segments in future modules. Allocate additional time for safety reviews in sprint planning. Through these detailed examples, the Skunkworks Spin Dynamics team effectively utilizes Scrum events to manage their Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project, ensuring continuous improvement and successful delivery of their instructional content. Velocity and progress management. Explanation of velocity in Scrum. Velocity in Scrum refers to the amount of work a team can complete during a single sprint. It's typically measured in story points, which are assigned to tasks based on their complexity and effort required. Example, for the Skunkworks Spin Dynamics project, the team's velocity was calculated based on the story points completed in their first sprint. They completed 40 story points, which included tasks like script writing, video shooting, and editing for the Flare module. Using burn-down charts to monitor team progress. A burn-down chart visually represents the progress of a Scrum team by showing the amount of work remaining versus time. It helps the team track their progress and adjust their efforts to ensure they meet the sprint goals. Example, the Skunkworks team used a burn-down chart to monitor their progress during the sprint for the Elbow Flare module. Each day, they updated the chart with the story points completed, providing a clear view of their remaining tasks and helping them stay on track. Useful tools for Scrum teams. Introduction to tools for organizing and managing workflow. Google Docs. For document collaboration, the Skunkworks team used Google Docs to collaboratively write scripts, lesson plans, and other instructional materials. This allowed multiple team members to edit documents simultaneously and provide real-time feedback. Jira. For issue and project tracking, they used Jira to manage their product backlog and track the status of tasks. Jira's features help them prioritize work, assign tasks, and monitor progress. Asana. For task management, Asana was used to organize tasks, set deadlines, and track the completion of individual activities. This helped the team stay organized and ensure all tasks were accounted for. Trello. For visual project management, Trello's boards, lists, and cards provided a clear overview of the project's workflow. The team created boards for each module, listing tasks and moving them through stages such as to do, in progress, and done. Kanban boards. For workflow visualization, the team also used Kanban boards to manage their work. Kanban boards help them visualize the flow of tasks, identify bottlenecks, and ensure a smooth process from start to finish. Conclusion and next steps. Invitation to dive deeper into the product backlog in the next video. The Skunkworks Spin Dynamics team successfully used Scrum methodologies and various tools to manage their Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project. In the next video, we will dive deeper into the product backlog, exploring how to effectively manage and prioritize tasks to achieve project goals. Velocity and progress management for the Belly Mill module. Sprint goal, complete the instructional module for the Belly Mill move. Velocity, the team aimed to complete 45 story points this sprint. Burn down chart, day 1, 45 story points remaining. Day 5, 30 story points remaining. Day 10, 15 story points remaining. Day 14, 0 story points remaining. Sprint goal achieved. Useful tools in action. Google Docs, used for collaboratively writing the script and lesson plan for the Belly Mill module. Jira, managed the product backlog, with tasks like script writing, 10 points, video shooting, 15 points, and editing, 20 points. Asana, set deadlines for each task, ensuring the team stayed on schedule. Trello, created a board for the Belly Mill module, moving tasks from to-do to in progress to done. Kanban boards, visualize the workflow, helping the team identify and address any bottlenecks quickly. By leveraging these tools and Scrum practices, the Skunkworks Spin Dynamics team effectively managed their project, ensuring they delivered high-quality instructional content for aspiring breakdancers. In the next phase, they'll continue refining their product backlog to prioritize and manage tasks for future modules. Introduction to implementing Scrum. Recap of the previous section on Scrum values and essential roles for Scrum teams. Preview of the upcoming video content on setting up and executing Scrum teams. Overview of Scrum setup and execution. Detailed exploration of Scrum team setup and daily operations. Coverage of additional tools, methods, tips, and tricks beyond the official Scrum guide. Product backlog management. Explanation of the product backlog, containing all features, requirements, and activities. Importance of the backlog in achieving project goals. Estimation techniques in Scrum. Discussion on the complexity of estimation within Scrum. Introduction to relative effort estimation using t-shirt sizes and story points. 5 important Scrum events. Sprint. Definition and role of sprints in Scrum. Sprint planning. Planning activities and setting objectives for the sprint. Daily Scrum. Daily meetings to track progress and plan work for the day. Sprint review. Reviewing completed work and gathering feedback. Sprint retrospective. Reflecting on a sprint to improve future processes. Velocity and progress management. Explanation of velocity in Scrum. Using burn-down charts to monitor team progress. Useful tools for Scrum teams. Introduction to tools for organizing and managing workflow. Google Docs, for document collaboration. Jira, for issue and project tracking. Asana, for task management. Trello, for visual project management. Kanban boards, for workflow visualization. Conclusion and next steps. Invitation to dive deeper into the product backlog in the next video. Building a product backlog. Introduction to implementing Scrum. Recap of previous section on Scrum values and essential roles for Scrum teams. Preview of upcoming video content on setting up and executing Scrum teams. Overview of Scrum setup and execution. Detailed exploration of Scrum team setup and daily operations. Coverage of additional tools, methods, tips, and tricks beyond the official Scrum guide. Product backlog management. Definition and explanation of the product backlog as a single authoritative source for team tasks. Comparison to traditional non-agile project management requirements. Key features of a product backlog. Living artifact. Items can be added at any time and evolve throughout the project. Ownership. Managed and adjusted by the product owner. Prioritization. Always a prioritized list, with the most important items at the top. Best practices and data to capture in product backlogs. Description. Clear and detailed description of each item. Value. Indicates business value to customers, team, or users, often rated from low to high. Estimate. Effort required to complete the item, captured using relative effort estimation. Order. Items are prioritized based on importance, using a stacked rank. Example, Office Screens Virtual Word Project Sample Item Description. As a virtual Word client, I plan to grow my choice of vegetables while I work from home in my New York City apartment. Example of value field, using dollar signs to indicate the value of items. Prioritization based on user feedback. Simple and easy plants like succulents are prioritized over high-maintenance plants like orchids. Managing product backlog items. Adding assumptions when details are unknown and revisiting them when items move higher on the priority list. Conclusion. Recap of defining the product backlog, ownership, and the role of various fields. Invitation to the next video on managing the backlog through Scrum practices. Which of the following pieces of data should you capture in a product backlog? A. Order. B. Description. C. Cost. D. Value. E. Estimate. In a product backlog, the following pieces of data should be captured. Order. The product backlog is prioritized, with the most important items at the top. Description. Each item in the product backlog should have a clear description so that the development team understands what needs to be done. Value. Items are often prioritized based on the value they bring to the customer or the business. Estimate. Estimations help in planning and prioritizing the backlog items by giving an idea of the effort required to complete each task. While cost is an important consideration in project management, it is not typically captured directly in the product backlog itself. Instead, cost considerations might influence the prioritization and estimation processes. Product backlog, the Scrum Guide Overview. Overview. Introduction to the product backlog as a crucial Scrum artifact. Recap of the product backlog's definition and purpose. Product backlog definition. Ordered list, contains all items to improve a product. Single authoritative source, the main reference for the Scrum team's tasks. Product backlog. Refinement. Breakdown of items. Items are divided and defined with more details during refinement. Attributes of backlog items. Description. Clear and detailed explanation of the item. Value. Business value assigned to each item. Order. Prioritized list based on importance. Estimate. Effort required to complete the item. Size. Size of the task, often using relative sizing techniques. Product goal. Long-term objective. The product goal provides a vision for the Scrum team. Inclusion in product backlog. The product goal is part of the product backlog. Task fulfillment. The rest of the product backlog outlines tasks to achieve the product goal. Key points. The product backlog evolves throughout the project. The product owner manages and prioritizes the product backlog. The product backlog and product goal guide the Scrum team's work and direction. The 2020 Scrum Guide. The Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals Project Overview. Skunkworks Spin Dynamics, a breakdancing crew, has decided to undertake a project to master fundamental power moves. They adopt Scrum to structure their training and improvement process, ensuring they can effectively learn and refine complex moves through iterative practice and feedback. Scrum Team Roles. Scrum Master, Luna. Luna ensures the team follows Scrum practices, creates a conducive learning environment, and removes any impediments. Product Owner, Rico. Rico manages the backlog of power moves, prioritizing them based on their difficulty and performance impact. Developers, Dancers, a group of 8 break dancers, each focusing on different power moves, committed to creating a usable increment each sprint. Product backlog. Rico has compiled a list of fundamental power moves: windmills, flares, air flares, header spins, hollowbacks, 1990s elbow spins, hand hops. Sprint planning. During sprint planning, the team selects windmills and flares to focus on for the upcoming sprint. They set the sprint goal to achieve consistent execution of these 2 power moves by the end of the sprint. They also outline the plan: practice windmills daily for 30 minutes. Practice flares daily for 30 minutes. Review and provide feedback on each other's techniques. Record practice sessions for later analysis. Daily Scrum. Each day, the team meets for a 15-minute daily Scrum to inspect progress and adapt their plans. What did you practice yesterday? What will you practice today? Are there any impediments? Sprint review. At the end of the sprint, the team holds a sprint review where they demonstrate their progress in windmills and flares to a group of experienced breakdancers and receive feedback. Sprint retrospective. Finally, they conduct a sprint retrospective to reflect on their process. What went well? What could be improved? What will we do differently next sprint? Scrum Artifacts. Product backlog. Rico maintains the list of all fundamental power moves and their priority. Sprint backlog. The team's plan for achieving consistent execution of windmills and flares. Increment. By the end of the sprint, the The team has developed a consistent and usable execution of windmills and flares that meets the definition of done, for example, able to perform 5 consecutive rotations. Commitments. Product backlog. The product goal is to master all fundamental power moves. Sprint backlog. The sprint goal is to achieve consistent execution of selected power moves. Increment. Definition of done is clearly defined as the criteria for successful execution of each move. Conclusion. By applying Scrum to their training, the Skunkworks Spin Dynamics breakdancing crew can systematically approach the learning and mastery of complex power moves. The Scrum framework provides them with the structure and flexibility to adapt their practices, improve their techniques, and achieve their performance goals. Scrum Guide. Scrum Guide. Purpose of the Scrum Guide, written in 2010, to help people understand Scrum. Origin, developed in the early 1990s, evolving over time. Content, defines Scrum and each element's purpose for value realization. Importance, deviating from core design can reduce benefits or make it useless. Adoption, used in various complex domains beyond software development. Terminology, developers includes all roles benefiting from Scrum. Practices, context sensitive, described elsewhere. Scrum definition. Lightweight framework, enables value generation through adaptive solutions. Roles and process, Scrum Master, fosters environment. Product Owner, orders work into product backlog. Scrum Team, turns work into increment of value during a sprint. Inspection and adjustment, repeats in each sprint. Simplicity, defines only necessary parts. Flexibility, various techniques and methods can be used. Scrum Theory Foundations, based on empiricism and lean thinking. Empiricism, knowledge from experience and observation. Lean thinking, focus on reducing waste. Approach, iterative and incremental to optimize predictability and control risk. Pillars, transparency, visible process and work for effective inspection. Inspection, frequent and diligent inspection to detect variances. Adaptation, prompt adjustments to maintain quality. Scrum values. Commitment, dedication to goals and team. Focus, concentration on the work and goals. Openness, transparency and honesty within the team. Respect, mutual respect among team members. Courage, boldness to address challenges and take necessary actions. Scrum Team Composition, Scrum Master, Product Owner, Developers. Nature, cross-functional, self-managing, cohesive unit. Objective, focus on product goal. Size, typically 10 or fewer people. Productivity, good communication and productivity. Large teams may reorganize into smaller teams with shared goals and backlog. Scrum roles and responsibilities. Developers, create a usable increment each sprint. Plan the sprint. Adhere to definition of done. Hold each other accountable. Product Owner, maximize product value. Manage product backlog. Ensure transparency. Decisions respected organization-wide. Scrum Master, establish Scrum understanding and effectiveness. Remove impediments. Ensure productive Scrum events. Serve Scrum Team, Product Owner, and organization. Scrum Events. Sprint, fixed length event of 1 month or less. Sprint Planning, define sprint work, including goal and selected product backlog items. Daily Scrum, 15-minute daily meeting to inspect progress and adapt plans. Sprint Review, inspect sprint outcome and adapt future plans with stakeholder input. Sprint Retrospective, reflect on sprint to improve quality and effectiveness. Scrum Artifacts. Product backlog, ordered list of needed product improvements. Sprint backlog, includes sprint goal, selected product backlog items, and a plan to deliver them. Increment, usable result meeting the definition of done. Commitments, product backlog, product goal. Sprint backlog, sprint goal. Increment, definition of done. Purpose, enhance transparency and focus, reinforcing empiricism and Scrum values. Test your knowledge. The product backlog. 1. Question 1. Which Scrum role is primarily responsible for owning and updating the product backlog? 1.A. Product Owner. B. Scrum Master. C. High Influence Stakeholder. D. Development Team. The correct answer is A. Product Owner. The product owner is primarily responsible for owning and updating the product backlog in Scrum. This is one of the key responsibilities of the product owner role. Here's why. The product owner is responsible for maximizing the value of the product and the work of the development team. They are the sole person responsible for managing the product backlog, which includes clearly expressing product backlog items, ordering the items in the product backlog to best achieve goals and missions, optimizing the value of the work the development team performs, ensuring that the product backlog is visible, transparent, and clear to all, ensuring the development team understands items in the product backlog to the level needed. While the product owner may delegate some of these tasks, they remain accountable for them. The product owner is the bridge between stakeholders and the development team, using the product backlog as the primary tool to communicate product vision and priorities. It's important to note that while the Scrum Master, development team, and stakeholders may contribute to the product backlog, the ultimate responsibility for its content and prioritization lies with the product owner. 2. Question 2. Which of the following are key characteristics of a product backlog? Select all that apply. 1.A. It is a prioritized list of features. B. It is a living artifact. C. It is owned and adjusted by the entire team. D. It is rarely updated. The key characteristics of a product backlog include: A. It is a prioritized list of features. The product backlog is ordered by priority, with the most important items at the top, ensuring that the team works on the most valuable features first. B. It is a living artifact. The product backlog is dynamic and evolves over time. It is continuously updated to reflect changes in requirements, feedback from stakeholders, and new insights. So, the correct answers are: A. It is a prioritized list of features. B. It is a living artifact. Explanation for the incorrect options: C. It is owned and adjusted by the entire team. This is incorrect because the product backlog is primarily owned and managed by the product owner. While the development team and other stakeholders can provide input, the product owner has the final say on its content and prioritization. D. It is rarely updated. This is incorrect because the product backlog should be frequently updated to reflect the latest information, changes in priorities, and feedback from stakeholders. 3. Question 3. What long-term objective for the Scrum team is included in the product backlog? 1.A. Product requirements document. B. Sprint goal. C. Product owner. D. Product goal. The correct answer is D. Product goal. The product goal is the long-term objective for the Scrum team and is included in the product backlog. It describes a future state of the product which can serve as a target for the Scrum team to plan against. 4. Question 4. When building a product backlog, you include how much effort the developers state it will take to finish an item. You should capture this information in which backlog item attribute? 1.A. Item description. B. Item estimate. C. Item order. D. Item value field. The correct answer is B. Item estimate. When capturing information about how much effort the developers state it will take to finish an item in the product backlog, this should be recorded in the item estimate attribute. Explanation: the item estimate represents the development team's assessment of the effort required to complete a product backlog item. This is typically expressed in story points, ideal days, or other relative units of measurement. This estimate is crucial for sprint planning and helps the product owner and Scrum team understand the complexity and size of each item, which in turn aids in prioritization and capacity planning. It's important to note that while the development team provides these estimates, they are not fixed commitments. Estimates can change as more information becomes available or as the team's understanding of the work evolves. The other options are incorrect because: A. Item description. This is where the actual requirement or feature is described, not the effort estimate. C. Item order. This refers to the priority or sequence of items in the backlog, not the effort estimate. D. Item value field. This would typically capture the business value or importance of the item, not the effort estimate. 5. Question 5. When building a product backlog, you compare the importance of each backlog item to the other backlog items. This helps you rank and organize the backlog items from highest to lowest priority. You should capture this information in which backlog item attribute? 1.A. Item value. B. Item effort estimate. C. Item order. D. Item description. The correct answer is C. Item order. When building a product backlog, the attribute that captures the ranking and organization of backlog items from highest to lowest priority is the item order. Explanation: item order. This attribute reflects the prioritization of the product backlog items. The product owner orders the items to ensure that the most valuable and important work is addressed first. This helps the Scrum team focus on delivering the highest value features early. Item value. While this attribute captures the business value or importance of the item, it does not directly represent the order or ranking of items in the backlog. Item effort estimate. This attribute captures the estimated effort required to complete the item, but it does not indicate the priority or order. Item description. This is where the details of the requirement or feature are described, but it does not provide information about the item's priority or order. Therefore, the item order is the correct attribute to capture the prioritization of backlog items. QM3C5 Question 1. Can you describe the key characteristics of a product backlog? Key characteristics of a product backlog. Ordered. Items are listed based on importance and priority. The most important tasks come first. Dynamic. It can be updated as new needs or changes arise. Detailed. It includes enough detail for the team to understand and work on items. Estimated. Items have estimates of how much effort they will take to complete. Why? These characteristics help ensure that the team works on the most important tasks first and can adapt to changes quickly, keeping the project on track. Example: Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. For the Skunkworks Spin Dynamics Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project, ordered, Rico, the product owner, lists power moves like windmills and flares as top priorities because they are fundamental and have the biggest impact on the dancer's skills. Dynamic. If a new power move like hair flares becomes important, Rico updates the backlog to include and prioritize it. Detailed. Each power move in the backlog includes specific details like technique requirements and performance goals, so dancers know exactly what to practice. Estimated. Each power move has an estimated time for practice and mastery, helping the team plan their sprints effectively. This approach ensures that the team focuses on the right power moves and adapts as needed, improving their breakdancing skills efficiently. Question 2. Why is it important to prioritize and rank items in a product backlog? Importance of prioritizing and ranking items in a product backlog. Why? Focus on what matters. Prioritizing helps the team work on the most important tasks first, making sure they get the most valuable work done. Efficient use of time. Ranking items lets the team use their time and resources effectively, avoiding wasted effort on less important tasks. Adapt to changes. It allows the team to adjust easily if priorities change, ensuring they stay on track with goals. Example, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. For the Skunkworks Spin Dynamics Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project, focus on what matters. Rico prioritizes power moves like windmills and flares because they are crucial for creating a strong foundation. By ranking these moves highest, the dancers focus on mastering the basics before moving to more complex moves. Efficient use of time. By ranking windmills and flares at the top of the backlog, the team practices these moves first, using their training time efficiently to build essential skills. Adapt to changes. If a new power move, like air flares, becomes popular, Rico can adjust the backlog ranking to include it, keeping the training relevant and up to date. This way, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics ensures that their training is effective and flexible, leading to better overall performance. Question 3. Who is responsible for owning and maintaining the product backlog? Who owns and maintains the product backlog? Who? The product owner is responsible for owning and maintaining the product backlog. Why? Clear vision. The product owner understands what is important for the project and sets the priorities accordingly. Organized list. They keep the backlog up to date with the most important tasks and adjust it as needed. Decision maker. The product owner makes decisions about what tasks should be worked on and when. Example, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics and the Skunkworks Spin Dynamics Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project. Rico is the product owner. He is in charge of managing the list of power moves that the team needs to learn. He decides which moves are most important to practice first, like windmills and flares, and updates the list as the team progresses or new moves become relevant. By having Rico manage the product backlog, the team stays focused on the most valuable power moves and makes steady progress in their training. Detailed summary of user stories and epics. User stories. User story 1. Access to training materials. Story. As an aspiring breakdancer, I want to access detailed video tutorials for each power move so that I can practice and perfect my techniques. User persona. Aspiring breakdancer looking to learn new moves. Definition of done. Videos are high quality and cover all that necessary techniques for each power move. Videos are accessible via a dedicated section on the platform. Tasks. Record and edit video tutorials. Upload videos to the online platform. Ensure video content is organized by power move. Feedback. Incorporate feedback from initial user testing to improve video clarity and instruction. User story 2. Progress tracking. Story. As a student, I want to track my progress on each power move so that I can see my improvement over time. User persona. Student tracking personal development in breakdancing. Definition of done. Implement a progress tracking system within the online platform. Provide visual feedback, graphs, charts, on student progress. Tasks. Design and develop a progress tracking feature. Integrate tracking with user profiles. Test functionality and usability. Feedback. Review progress tracking with users for accuracy and ease of use. User story 3. Live QA sessions. Story. As a learner, I want to participate in live QA sessions with instructors so that I can get real-time answers to my questions. User persona. Learner seeking direct interaction with instructors. Definition of done. Schedule and host live QA sessions. Provide a platform for users to submit questions. Tasks. Set up live session scheduling. Create a system for users to submit and vote on questions. Conduct and record QA sessions. Feedback. Gather feedback from participants to improve the QA format. User story 4. Certification of completion. Story. As a dedicated student, I want to receive a certification of completion after mastering all power moves so that I can showcase my skills. User persona. Student aiming to earn credentials. Definition of done. Develop a certification system. Provide digital certificates that users can download or print. Tasks. Design and develop the certification template. Integrate certification issuance with completion tracking. Test certification system for accuracy. Feedback. Validate the certification process with users for credibility and usability. Epics. Epic 1. Power moves curriculum development. User stories. Access to training materials, video tutorials. Certification of completion. Epic 2. Interactive learning features. User stories. Progress tracking. Live QA sessions. Epic 3, Platform Management and Support. User Stories, regular updates to content and features based on user feedback. Ongoing maintenance and technical support for the online platform. Hierarchy. Top-level epics, Power Moves curriculum development. Interactive learning features. Platform management and support. Corresponding user stories. Each epic contains related user stories that contribute to the overall goal. Responsibility. Product owner, responsible for writing and managing user stories and epics. Ensures that the backlog reflects the project's priorities and user needs. Developers can contribute to writing user stories and epics. Focus on implementing features and ensuring they meet the acceptance criteria. Key takeaway. User stories, smaller, actionable tasks inspired by user needs, providing detailed insight into what users want and how they derive value from the product. Epics, larger, high-level collections of related user stories that organize the project into manageable sections, helping to track progress and maintain focus on major goals. User stories. Definition, short, simple descriptions of a deliverable from the user's perspective. Focus on what the user wants and the value they will get from it. Purpose, ensures customer satisfaction by centering development around user needs. Facilitates collaboration and creative solutions. Provides a sense of accomplishment with each completed story. Elements, user persona, describes the user's characteristics, relation to the project, and goals. Definition of done, an agreed-upon set of criteria that must be met for the story to be considered complete. Tasks, key activities required to complete the user story. Feedback, incorporates feedback from past iterations or user input. INVEST. Criteria, independent, the story should not rely on the completion of other stories. Negotiable, room for discussion and adjustments. Valuable, must deliver value to the user. Estimable, clear enough to estimate the effort required. Small, should be manageable within a single sprint breakdown if too large. Testable, must be possible to test and verify against acceptance criteria. Example user story for library website. Story, as an avid reader, I want to be able to read reviews before I check out a book from my local branch so that I know I am getting a book I am interested in. Epics definition, a collection of related user stories grouped together. Represents a larger feature or goal that spans multiple user stories and sprints. Purpose, helps manage and organize related user stories. Provides a high-level view of the overall project or major feature. Characteristics, large user stories. Epics are essentially large user stories that need to be broken down into smaller, manageable stories. Organization, groups user stories into broader categories for better project management. Examples for library website project. Epic 1, website creation user stories, reading book reviews, adding books to the cart. Epic 2, organization of physical space user story, customers finding the non-fiction section easily in the library. Hierarchy, top-level epics, major goals or features. Corresponding user stories, specific tasks or deliverables within each epic. Responsibility, product owner, primary person responsible for writing and managing user stories and epics. Developers can write user stories and epics, but the product owner remains accountable for the product backlog items. Key takeaway, user stories, smaller units of work directly inspired by user needs. Epics, larger, high-level groupings of related user stories that help manage and organize the project effectively. Both ensure value delivery to the customer and proper organization of work. Create a product backlog in Asana. Fictional scenario, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals Project. Project Overview. Skunkworks Spin Dynamics, a company renowned for its innovative approaches to dance training, is launching a new project. Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals. This project aims to provide comprehensive training modules to help dancers master breakdancing power moves. The project will include instructional videos, workshops, and personalized coaching. Setting up the project in Asana. Log into Asana. Begin by logging into your Asana account. Create a project. Use the sprint planning template. Update the project name to Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals. Optionally, adjust team settings. Configuring the project board. Board view setup. The board view is similar to a Kanban board, with columns representing stages of the sprint. Remove pre-added tasks from the template for this demo. Adding user story titles. Add tasks to the backlog column. Example user story titles. Introduction to Power Moves. Handstand Fundamentals. Windmill Technique. Flare Mastery. Personalized coaching sessions. Adding user stories. Open task detail pane. Update the task description with a user story. Example user story. As a novice breakdancer, I want to understand the basics of power moves so that I can build a strong foundation. Adding acceptance criteria. Add subtasks for acceptance criteria. First criteria, access to a series of instructional videos covering basic power moves. Second criteria, ability to attend live virtual workshops for hands-on learning. Expand the list of subtasks to view without opening the details pane. Adding custom fields. Create custom field for epic title. Choose a drop-down field and title it epic. Add breakdancing fundamentals as the first option. Delete any additional options if not needed. Update the epic field for all user stories. Finalizing the project backlog. Review completed task card. Ensure the user story, acceptance criteria, and epic title are all visible. Project backlog complete. Your Asana board should now display the completed product backlog for the Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project. Instructions recap. Log into Asana and create a project using the sprint planning template. Update the project name to Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals. Remove any pre-added tasks from the template. Add user story titles as tasks in the backlog column. Open each task's detail pane and update the description with the user story. Add acceptance criteria as subtasks for each user story. Create a custom field for the epic title and update it for all user stories. Review the completed task card to ensure all details are correct. Example user stories and acceptance criteria. Introduction to Power Moves. User story. As a novice breakdancer, I want to understand the basics of power moves so that I can build a strong foundation. Acceptance criteria. Access to a series of instructional videos covering basic power moves. Ability to attend live virtual workshops for hands-on learning. Handstand fundamentals. User story. As an intermediate dancer, I want to master handstand techniques so that I can perform advanced power moves. Acceptance criteria. Step-by-step video tutorials on handstand techniques. Weekly live practice sessions with feedback. Windmill technique. User story. As an advanced dancer, I want to perfect my windmill techniques so that I can perform seamlessly in competitions. Acceptance criteria. In-depth video breakdowns of windmill variations. Monthly progress tracking and personalized feedback. Flare mastery. User story. As a breakdance enthusiast, I want to learn flares so that I can add dynamic moves to my routine. Acceptance criteria. Access to a progressive training program for flares. Interactive Q&A sessions with expert breakdancers. Personalized coaching sessions. User story. As a dedicated dancer, I want personalized coaching to refine my techniques and achieve my goals. Acceptance criteria. Scheduling platform for one-on-one coaching sessions. Customized training plans based on individual progress assessments. Metrics for success. Introduction to Power Moves. Number of instructional video views, 5,000 per month. Workshop attendance rate, 80%. User satisfaction rating, 4.5 out of 5. Handstand fundamentals, completion rate of handstand tutorials, 90%. Live practice session participation, 75%. Improvement in handstand duration, 50% increase over 3 months. Windmill technique, views of windmill variation videos, 3,000 per month. Monthly progress submissions, 200. Success rate in performing windmills, 70%. Flare mastery, enrollment in the Flare training program, 500. Q&A session attendance, 60%. User reported mastery of flares, 40% within 6 months. Personalized coaching sessions, number of coaching sessions booked, 300 per month. Custom training plan completion, 85%. User satisfaction with coaching, 4.8 out of 5. Setting up the project in Asana. Log into Asana. Begin by logging into your Asana account. Create a project. Use the sprint planning template. Update the project name to Virtual Verd. Optionally, adjust team settings. Configuring the project board. Board view setup. The board view is similar to a Kanban board, with columns representing stages of the sprint. Remove pre-added tasks from the template for this demo. Adding user story titles. Add tasks to the backlog column. Example user story titles, low maintenance options, plant care tools, expert help and advice. Adding user stories. Open task detail pane, update the task description with a user story. Example user story, as a potential customer, I want to find out which plants are easiest to care for so that I can purchase low maintenance options. Adding acceptance criteria. Add subtasks for acceptance criteria. First criteria, ability to sort plants by beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Second criteria, ability to search for plants with similar care needs. Expand the list of subtasks to view without opening the details pane. Adding custom fields. Create custom field for epic title. Choose a drop-down field and title it epic. Add plant care initiatives as the first option. Delete any additional options if not needed. Update the epic field for all user stories. Finalizing the project backlog. Review completed task card. Ensure the user story, acceptance criteria, and epic title are all visible. Project backlog complete. Your Asana board should now display the completed product backlog for the Virtual Verd project. Instructions recap. Log into Asana and create a project using the sprint planning template. Update the project name to Virtual Verd. Remove any pre-added tasks from the template. Add user story titles as tasks in the backlog column. Open each task's detail pane and update the description with the user story. Add acceptance criteria as subtasks for each user story. Create a custom field for the epic title and update it for all user stories. Review the completed task card to ensure all details are correct. Example user stories and acceptance criteria. Low maintenance options, user story. As a potential customer, I want to find out which plants are easiest to care for so that I can purchase low maintenance options. Acceptance criteria, ability to sort plants by beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Ability to search for plants with similar care needs. Plant care tools, user story. As a plant owner, I want to have the right tools to care for my plants so that I can keep it healthy and beautiful. Acceptance criteria, can purchase plant care starter kits, for ferns, succulents, vines, etc. Option to buy partial kits or single tools. Expert help and advice, user story. As a plant owner, I want to get expert help and advice quickly so that I know what to do if my plant gets sick. Acceptance criteria, access to live chat support. Longer phone support hours. In Asana, what can board view help you do? A. Conduct stakeholder analysis, similar to using a power grid. B. Determine your team's key results, similar to using OKRs. C. Track your team's sprint plans, similar to using a Kanban board. D. Set your team's budget, similar to using a spreadsheet. Board view in Asana can help you track your team's sprint plans, similar to using a Kanban board. The board view in Asana allows you to organize and visualize your work in a Kanban-style layout, where tasks are represented as cards that can be moved across different columns or sections. This functionality is particularly useful for tracking the progress of work through different stages, which is a core principle of Kanban and sprint planning. Key features of board view that support this include customizable columns. You can create columns to represent different stages of your workflow, for example, to do, in progress, review, done. Drag and drop functionality. Tasks can be easily moved between columns as they progress, providing a visual representation of work status. At a glance overview, the board layout gives you a quick visual summary of all tasks and their current status. Flexibility. Board view can be applied to projects and, more recently, to the My Tasks section, allowing for personal task management in a Kanban style. Rules and automation. You can set up rules to automatically move tasks between columns based on certain criteria, further streamlining your workflow. These features make board view in Asana an excellent tool for managing sprint plans and implementing agile methodologies, much like a traditional Kanban board. It allows teams to visualize their workflow, limit work in progress, and continuously improve their processes. Step-by-step instructions. Fictional story, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals Project. Founders and key team members. Founders, DJ Spin Master, renowned breakdancer and DJ, bringing years of experience and industry knowledge to the company. Lil Jesus Name, experienced project manager and breakdancing enthusiast, responsible for operational oversight and strategic planning. Key team members, Windmill Wizard, lead instructor known for his expertise in power moves. Flare Queen, head of curriculum development and senior instructor. Headspin Hero, platform development manager, specializing in online education technology. Cam Crew, video production team responsible for creating instructional content. Community Chris, online community moderator ensuring engagement and support. Marketer Mike, marketing specialist focusing on outreach and promotion. Safety Sam, health safety advisor ensuring all training programs prioritize participant well-being. Legal Lucy, legal advisor handling compliance and contract matters. Financer Fred, budget controller overseeing financial planning and management. Project Overview. The Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project aims to develop a comprehensive online training program focused on teaching the core power moves that form the foundation of a breakdancing 17-second opening sequence. The program will target aspiring b-boys and b-girls and provide them with a structured curriculum to learn and master the following essential power moves. Flare. Elbow air flare. Belly mill. One arm halo Nike air. One arm Hong 10 freeze Nike air. Detailed fictional scenario examples with measurable metrics. Example 1, user story titles and descriptions. Flare instruction module description. As an aspiring b-boy, I want to learn the flare technique so that I can perform smooth transitions in my routines. Elbow air flare instruction module description. As a breakdancer, I want to master the elbow air flare so that I can add dynamic aerial moves to my performance. Belly mill instruction module description. As a b-girl, I want to execute the belly mill move to enhance my ground power moves. One arm halo Nike air instruction module description. As an advanced dancer, I want to perfect the one-arm halo Nike air to showcase my strength and balance. One-arm Hong 10 freeze Nike air instruction module description. As a competitive break dancer, I want to achieve the one-arm Hong 10 freeze Nike air to impress judges and audiences. Example 2, acceptance criteria as subtasks. Flare instruction module. Acceptance criteria 1, students should be able to perform at least 3 continuous flares. Acceptance criteria 2, students should demonstrate smooth transitions between flares and other power moves. Elbow F flare instruction module. Acceptance criteria 1, students should execute the elbow F flare with proper form. Acceptance criteria 2, students should be able to link the elbow F flare with at least 2 other power moves. Belly mill instruction module. Acceptance criteria 1, students should complete at least 5 continuous belly mills. Acceptance criteria 2, students should incorporate belly mills seamlessly into their routine. Example 3, custom field for Epic title, Power Moves Training Program Task, Flare Instruction Module Epic, Power Moves Training Program Task, Elbow F Flare Instruction Module Epic, Power Moves Training Program. Example 4, numerical metrics for project management enrollment goals, target, 500 students in the first 6 months actual, 450 students after 4 months variance, minus 10% from target completion rates, target, 80% of enrolled students complete the course actual, 75% completion rate after 6 months variance, minus 5% from target customer satisfaction, target, average rating of 4.5 out of 5 actual, average rating of 4.6 after 6 months positive variance, plus 0.1 budget management, initial budget, $50,000 actual spending, $48,000 after 6 months variance, plus $2,000 under budget. Example 5, risk management identified risk, potential injuries during practice sessions. Mitigation plan, implement mandatory safety modules and provide protective gear. Success metrics, reduce injury incidents by 50%. Actual outcome, injury incidents reduced by 60% after implementing the plan. By creating these fictional examples, we can see how project management principles are applied to ensure the success of the Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project at Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. The use of detailed user stories, acceptance criteria, custom fields, numerical metrics, and risk management strategies ensures a comprehensive approach to project execution and monitoring. Step 1. Log in to Asana or create a new account. Log in to Asana. If you don't have an account, create one for free and start your 30-day premium trial. If your trial ended, create a new account for another trial period. Step 2. Access the Asana Sprint Planning template from the Asana home screen. Go to Projects and select Create Project. Click on Use a Template. Scroll to the Product category and select Show More Templates. Choose the Sprint Planning template. Click on Use Template. Title your project, Default, Sprint Planning. Optionally adjust team and privacy settings. Click Create Project to launch Inboard View. Step 3. Add user story titles to the Backlog column. Add user story titles as tasks in the Backlog column. Click plus Add Task and enter each user story title in its task card. Example user story titles, Low Maintenance Options, Plant Care Tips, Plant Care Tools, Watering Reminders, Expert Help and Advice, Return Policy. Step 4. Enter 6 user stories, 1 story per task. Click on a task to open its detail pane. Add a user story to the description field using the format, as I want so that I can. Example user stories, as a potential customer, I want to find out which plants are easiest to care for so that I can purchase low maintenance options. As a plant owner, I want to access care instructions easily so that I can keep my plant alive longer. As a plant owner, I want to have the right tools to care for my plants so that I can keep it healthy and beautiful. As a plant owner, I want to be reminded when to water my plants so that I don't under or overwater them. As a plant owner, I want to get expert help and advice quickly so that I know what to do if my plant gets sick. As a customer, I want a hassle-free way to return my order so that I can be sure I have the right plant for me. Step 5. Add acceptance criteria as subtasks. Add 2 pieces of acceptance criteria as subtasks for at least 3 user stories. Click into a task to open its detail pane and select Add Subtask. Example acceptance criteria, Low Maintenance Options, ability to sort plants by beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Ability to search for plants with similar care needs. Plant care tips, receive plant care leaflets with each order. Option to sign up for monthly emails with seasonal care tips. Plant care tools, can purchase plant care starter kits. Option to buy partial kits or single tools. Step 6, add a custom field for Epic title, Asana Premium account required. Inboard view, click Customize and select Add field. Type Epic under field title and choose Single Select for field type. Rename option 1 with your Epic title, for example, Plant Care Initiatives. Delete option 2. Click Create field. Step 7, add user stories to your Epic, Asana Premium account required. Open a Tasks detail pane. Select an Epic from the drop-down next to Epic. Alternatively, assign user stories to epics from list view by selecting an epic from the drop-downs in the Epic column. Instructions recap: log into Asana and create a project using the Sprint Planning template. Update the project name to Virtual Verd. Remove any pre-added tasks from the template. Add user story titles as tasks in the Backlog column. Open each task's detail pane and update the description with the user story. Add acceptance criteria as subtasks for each user story. Create a custom field for the epic title and update it for all user stories. Review the completed task card to ensure all details are correct. This detailed summary should provide a clear roadmap for creating a product backlog for the virtual Word project in Asana. Backlog refinement and effort estimation. Skunkworks Sprint Dynamics. Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals Project. Project Overview. Project Name. Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals. Company, Skunkworks Sprint Dynamics. Objective, develop a comprehensive training program to teach fundamental breakdancing power moves, aiming to increase enrollment in beginner classes by 25% within 6 months. Project Goals, create detailed video tutorials for 10 essential breakdancing power moves. Develop an accompanying digital manual with step-by-step instructions. Implement an online platform for students to track their progress and receive feedback. Increase user engagement and satisfaction scores by 20%. Key stakeholders. Project sponsor, head of training programs. Product owner, dance curriculum specialist. Scrum team, video production team, instructional designers, web developers, marketing team. Product backlog items. Video tutorials, create a video tutorial for each power move. Ensure high-quality production with clear instructions. Digital manual, develop a digital manual with step-by-step instructions and illustrations. Include tips for common mistakes and safety precautions. Online platform, build a platform for students to track progress. Integrate feedback system from instructors. Marketing campaign, design a marketing campaign to promote the new program. Utilize social media, email newsletters, and partnerships with dance schools. Backlog refinement. Appropriate items, ensuring the backlog contains necessary items such as tutorials, manuals, and platform features. Prioritization, items prioritized by the product owner to focus on essential components first. Readiness for delivery, top backlog items ready with clear acceptance criteria. Estimates, backlog items include effort estimates. Effort estimation. Importance of estimates, helps in planning the amount of work ahead. Avoids underestimation common in absolute estimation. Uses relative estimation instead of absolute estimation. Relative estimation methods. T-shirt sizes, simple method using sizes, small, medium, large, etc. Compare each item to a medium workload item. Example, medium item, creating video tutorial for basic windmill. Other items, tutorial for headspin, large. Tutorial for 6-step, small. Tutorial for flare, large. Digital manual, medium. Online platform, extra large. Marketing campaign, medium. Story points, uses Fibonacci sequence, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, etc. Combines effort and risk into one number. Useful for capturing increasing uncertainty with larger estimates. Example, starting item, tutorial for basic windmillers 5 points. Other items, headspin, 13 points, high risk and effort. 6-step, 3 points, low effort. Flare, 8 points, moderate effort and risk. Digital manual, 5 points, moderate effort. Online platform, 21 points, high complexity and risk. Marketing campaign, 8 points, moderate effort. Numerical metrics for backlog items. Video tutorials, estimated effort, basic windmill, 5 points. Headspin, 13 points. 6-step, 3 points. Flare, 8 points. Acceptance criteria, high quality video, clear instructions, duration under 10 minutes each. Metrics, completion rate, user satisfaction score. Digital manual, estimated effort, 5 points. Acceptance criteria, comprehensive instructions, safety tips, error handling tips. Metrics, download rate, user feedback score. Online platform, estimated effort, 21 points. Acceptance criteria, user-friendly interface, progress tracking, feedback system. Metrics, user engagement rate, platform performance metrics. Marketing campaign, estimated effort, 8 points. Acceptance criteria, effective promotion, increased enrollment. Metrics, enrollment rate, social media engagement. Frequency of backlog refinement. Team decides frequency and method. Can be done in special meetings, continuous conversations, or as part of sprint planning meetings. Conclusion. Backlog refinement keeps the backlog updated and effective. Ensures items are described, estimated, and prioritized. Effort estimation uses relative estimation with T-shirt sizes and story points. Helps uncover risks and better plan work efforts. Backlog refinement and effort estimation summary. Backlog refinement overview. Refers to keeping the product backlog described, estimated, and prioritized. Ensures the Scrum team can operate effectively. Conducted by the product owner and Scrum team. Key aspects of backlog refinement. Appropriate items, ensuring the backlog contains necessary items. Prioritization, items prioritized by the product owner. Readiness for delivery, top backlog items ready with clear acceptance criteria. Estimates, backlog items include effort estimates. Importance of estimates. Helps in planning the amount of work ahead. Avoids underestimation common in absolute estimation. Uses relative estimation instead of absolute estimation. Relative estimation methods. T-shirt sizes. Simple method using sizes, small, medium, large, etc. Compare each item to a medium workload item. Example, launching a new logo as a medium item. Story points. Uses Fibonacci sequence, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, etc. Combines effort and risk into one number. Useful for capturing increasing uncertainty with larger estimates. Example, measuring effort to consume different fruits, mango, orange, strawberry, etc. Example of T-shirt sizes for virtual word backlog. Medium item, launching a new logo. Other items, compared relative to the medium item. Example of story points for virtual word backlog. Starting item, mango as 5 points. Other items, orange, 3 points. Strawberry, 1 point. Banana, 3 points. Pineapple, 13 points. Cherry, 2 points. Preference for story points over T-shirt sizes. More precise in capturing effort and risk differences. Provides clearer estimates for complex tasks. Frequency of backlog refinement. Up to the team to decide frequency and method. Can be done in special meetings, continuous conversations, or as part of sprint planning meetings. Conclusion. Backlog refinement. Keeps the backlog updated and effective. Ensures items are described, estimated, and prioritized. Effort estimation. Relative estimation using T-shirt sizes and story points. Helps uncover risks and better plan work efforts. Fill in the blank. In relative estimation, project managers blank. A. Review the product backlog to ensure it contains the appropriate items and that nothing needs to be added or removed. B. Compare the effort of a given task to the effort for another task and assign it a value that is a relative unit for size. C. Determine exactly how long a task will take and assign it a time estimate in hours, days, or weeks. D. Keep the product backlog described and prioritized so the Scrum team can operate effectively. In relative estimation, project managers compare the effort of a given task to the effort for another task and assign it a value that is a relative unit for size. Relative estimation is a technique commonly used in Agile project management where tasks are evaluated in relation to one another rather than assigning absolute time estimates. This approach helps teams estimate work more consistently and accurately by focusing on the relative complexity and effort required for each task. So, the correct answer is B. Compare the effort of a given task to the effort for another task and assign it a value that is a relative unit for size. Agile effort estimation techniques. Fictional scenario, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals Project. Overview. Skunkworks Spin Dynamics is a premier company in the field of breakdancing innovation. They are rolling out a new training program, Power Moves Fundamentals, designed to elevate the skills of breakdancers from beginner to advanced levels. The project requires meticulous planning and effort estimation to ensure its success. This fictional scenario will use Agile effort estimation techniques to manage and prioritize the tasks effectively, with detailed numerical metrics provided for better understanding. Project details. Project name, Power Moves Fundamentals. Company, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. Objective, develop and deliver a comprehensive training program for breakdancing power moves. Estimated duration, 12 weeks. Team size, 6 members. Agile estimation techniques supplied. 1. Planning poker. Scenario. The team needs to estimate the effort for various tasks involved in the project. Tasks, design training modules. Create video tutorials. Develop interactive exercises. Conduct pilot testing. Estimates, design training modules, 20 points. Create video tutorials, 30 points. Develop interactive exercises, 12 points. Conduct pilot testing, 8 points. Details, design training modules, high complexity due to detailed content creation. Create video tutorials, very high complexity due to extensive production and editing. Develop interactive exercises, moderate complexity involving dynamic content. Conduct pilot testing, low complexity, focused on testing and feedback. Metrics, design training modules, 20 points x 2 hours per point equals 40 hours. Create video tutorials, 30 points x 2.5 hours per point equals 75 hours. Develop interactive exercises, 12 points x 2 hours per point equals 24 hours. Conduct pilot testing, 8 points x 1.5 hours per point equals 12 hours. 2. Voting. Scenario. The team prioritizes features for the training program using stickers. Features, feature array, advanced spin techniques, estimated as large, Feature B, Basic Power Moves Tutorial, estimated as medium. Feature C, User Feedback Integration, estimated as small. Feature D, Interactive Challenges, estimated as medium. Voting results, Advanced Spin Techniques, 5 red dots, high priority. Basic Power Moves Tutorial, 3 blue dots, medium priority. User Feedback Integration, 2 green dots, low priority. Interactive Challenges, 3 blue dots, medium priority. Metrics, Advanced Spin Techniques, 5 votes x 3 hours per vote equals 15 hours. Basic Power Moves Tutorial, 3 votes x 2 hours per vote equals 6 hours. User Feedback Integration, 2 votes x 1 hour per vote equals 2 hours. Interactive Challenges, 3 votes x 2 hours per vote equals 6 hours. 3. The Bucket System. Scenario. The team categorizes tasks into buckets based on effort levels. Buckets. Bucket 1, low effort, basic illustrations, initial outlines. Bucket 2, medium effort, video editing, interactive exercises. Bucket 3, high effort, advanced content development, pilot testing. Tasks categorized, creating basic illustrations. Bucket 1. Drafting initial outlines. Bucket 1. Video editing. Bucket 2. Designing interactive exercises. Bucket 2. Developing advanced content. Bucket 3. Conducting pilot testing. Bucket 3. Metrics. Bucket 1 tasks, 10 hours each. Bucket 2 tasks, 20 hours each. Bucket 3 tasks, 30 hours each. 4. Large/uncertain/small. Scenario. The team sorts tasks into categories based on complexity. Tasks, creating basic illustrations, small. Video editing, large. Developing advanced content, large. Designing interactive exercises, uncertain. Details, creating basic illustrations, straightforward, minimal complexity. Video editing, high complexity, detailed editing required. Developing advanced content, high complexity, involves intricate content. Designing interactive exercises, uncertain due to variability in interactivity. Metrics, small, 5-10 hours. Large, 25-40 hours. Uncertain, 15-30 hours. 5. Ordering method. Scenario. The team organizes tasks on a scale from low to high effort. Tasks on scale, drafting outlines, low effort, creating basic illustrations, low effort, designing interactive exercises, medium effort, video editing, high effort, developing advanced content, high effort. Details, items are moved up or down based on team feedback until consensus is reached. Metrics, low effort tasks, 5-10 hours. Medium effort tasks, 15-25 hours. High effort tasks, 30-40 hours. 6. Affinity mapping. Scenario. The team uses sticky notes to group related tasks. Sticky notes, content creation, creating illustrations, drafting outlines, developing advanced content. Video production, video editing, creating video tutorials. User interaction, designing interactive exercises, user feedback integration. Grouping and prioritization, content creation, high priority, estimated 80 hours total. Video production, medium priority, estimated 60 hours total. User interaction, low priority, estimated 20 hours total. Metrics, content creation, 80 hours total. Video production, 60 hours total. User interaction, 20 hours total. Characteristics of effective estimation. Avoids false precision, provides a flexible framework for estimation. Avoids anchoring bias, ensures independent opinions through private estimates. Promotes inclusivity, encourages team engagement and trust. Leads to effort discovery, reveals insights into task complexity and strategies. Key takeaway. Selecting the right estimation technique is crucial for aligning with the project's needs and team dynamics. Each technique offers unique advantages, enabling more accurate planning and prioritization of tasks in the Power Moves Fundamentals project. By applying these Agile estimation techniques, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics ensures that their training program is developed efficiently and effectively. Overview. Effective relative effort estimation leads to successful and predictable sprint outcomes. The main steps to Agile estimation are generally the same, despite variations in specific approaches. Examples of Agile estimation techniques: planning poker, dot voting, the bucket system, large/uncertain/small, ordering method, affinity mapping, planning poker, well known, commonly used for small numbers of items, under 10. Consensus-based, everyone agrees on the chosen number. Uses Fibonacci sequence numbers. Cards may include question marks, lack of understanding, and coffee cups, needs a break. Steps. Each team member selects a card face down. Cards are revealed simultaneously. Team discusses estimates, especially when they differ significantly. Avoids bias from hearing estimates aloud. Dot voting. Good for sprints with few sprint backlog items. Team members use color-coded dot stickers to represent effort estimates, S, M, L, XL. Items, user stories are written on paper and placed around the table or on the wall. Team members place their colored stickers on the items. The bucket system. Effective for large backlogs, can estimate hundreds of items in an hour. Uses metaphorical buckets for complexity levels. Steps, set up note cards with effort numbers. Write each item, use a story on a card. Each person places a drawn item along the line of note cards. If an item is unclear, it can be offered to someone else to place. Misplaced items are discussed and moved as needed. Spend no more than 120 seconds on each item. Large/uncertain/small. Quick method for rough estimation, suitable for similar items. Uses 3 categories, large, uncertain, and small. Steps, place simpler items in categories first. Discuss and categorize more complex items. Ordering method. Ideal for smaller teams with many product backlog items. Steps, prepare a low to high scale. Randomly place items on the scale. Each team member moves an item up or down or passes their turn. Continue until no more moves are desired. Affinity mapping. Useful for teams with more than 20 product backlog items. Steps, use sticky notes for user stories, items. Place the first sticky note on the board. Compare subsequent notes to the first and group by similarity. Create 3-10 groups and name each group based on theme. Prioritize groups by importance. Characteristics of effective estimation. Avoids false precision. Rough estimates lead to more accuracy, saving time and avoiding missed deadlines. Avoids anchoring bias. Techniques keep initial estimates private, allowing independent opinions. Promotes inclusivity. Group estimation techniques develop trust and cohesiveness within the team. Leads to effort discovery. Dynamic estimation methods reveal strategies for completing items. Key takeaway. Various strategies are available for estimating effort and ordering the product backlog. Choosing a technique depends on team preference. Summary of T-shirt sizes and story points for estimating user stories. Fictional story, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals Project. Company overview, Company, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. Project name, Power Moves Fundamentals. Objective, develop and deliver a comprehensive training program for breakdancing power moves. Estimated duration, 12 weeks. Team size, 6 members. Estimation scenario using T-shirt sizes and story points. 1. T-shirt sizes. Scenario, the team at Skunkworks Spin Dynamics is estimating the effort required for various components of the Power Moves Fundamentals project using T-shirt sizes. Tasks, design training modules. Create video tutorials. Develop interactive exercises. Conduct pilot testing. Estimates, design training modules, L, large, details, high complexity involves detailed content creation and instructional design. Create video tutorials, XL, extra large, details, very high complexity involves video production, editing, and special effects. Develop interactive exercises, M, medium, details, moderate complexity includes designing exercises that require interactive elements. Conduct pilot testing, S, small, details, low complexity involves running trial sessions and collecting feedback. Process, agree on scale, XS, S, M, L, XL. Identify anchors, training modules, L, and pilot testing, S. Sort and size, assign T-shirt sizes based on relative effort compared to anchors. 2. Story points. Scenario, the team transitions to using story points for more precise estimation. They utilize the Fibonacci sequence for this purpose. Tasks, design training modules. Create video tutorials. Develop interactive exercises. Conduct pilot testing. Estimates, design training modules, 13 points. Details, high complexity detailed design work involved. Create video tutorials, 21 points. Details, very high complexity intensive production and editing. Develop interactive exercises, 8 points. Details, moderate complexity interactive design and development. Conduct pilot testing, 5 points. Details, low complexity straightforward trial and feedback process. Process, agree on points values, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, capping at 21. Identify anchors, training modules, 13 points, and pilot testing, 5 points. Sort and point, assign story points based on relative effort compared to anchors. Best practices applied. Clarify stories. Example, the team asks the product owner detailed questions about each task to ensure all requirements are clear, such as the scope of video tutorials and the specific goals for interactive exercises. Discuss estimates. Example, during estimation sessions, the team discusses discrepancies between T-shirt sizes and story points to ensure a consensus is reached. For instance, why creating video tutorials might be more complex than developing interactive exercises. Capture estimates. Example, All estimated sizes and points are recorded in the backlog management system, with clear documentation on each task's relative effort. Break down large items. Example, the team identifies that the task create video tutorials is very high effort and decides to break it into smaller tasks like script writing, filming, and editing, each with its own estimate. Key takeaway. Choosing the right technique. Skunkworks Spin Dynamics starts with t-shirt sizes for a simple introduction to estimation. As the team becomes more experienced, they transition to story points for greater precision. Both methods are effective. A choice depends on the team's familiarity and needs. This fictional scenario demonstrates how to apply t-shirt sizes and story points in practice, helping teams understand effort estimation and prioritize tasks effectively. T-shirt sizes. Concept uses sizes like XS, S, M, L, XL, XXL to estimate effort. Quick and simple, useful for teams new to Agile estimation. Benefits, easy to understand and apply. Provides a relative comparison of effort. Process, agree on scale, determine which t-shirt sizes will be used and what they represent. Identify anchors, select at least one backlog item to assign a t-shirt size, optional, 2 anchors, one for smallest and one for largest. Sort and size, assign t-shirt sizes to remaining backlog items based on relative effort compared to anchors. Story points, concept, uses numerical values from the Fibonacci sequence, for example, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, etc., to estimate effort. More precise and specific than t-shirt sizes suited for experienced teams. Benefits, provides more accuracy due to the spread of values. Allows for better granularity in estimates. Process, agree on points values, decide on the range of story points, for example, capping at 21 or jumping to 100. Identify anchors, choose at least one backlog item to assign a story point value, optional, 2 anchors, one for smallest and one for largest. Sort and point, assign story points to remaining backlog items based on relative effort compared to anchors. Best practices for both techniques, clarify stories, ask the product owner questions to ensure sufficient detail for estimation. Discuss estimates, address any divergent estimates among team members to reach a consensus. Capture estimates, record final t-shirt sizes or story points in the backlog management system. Break down large items, consider breaking down larger items into smaller tasks if they fall into higher t-shirt sizes or story points ranges. Key takeaway, choose the right technique. T-shirt sizes are suitable for less experienced teams, while story points offer more precision for advanced teams. Both methods are effective for estimating effort. The choice depends on team experience. Introduction to the sprint. Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals Project. Introduction to the project. Company, Skunkworks Spin Dynamics. Project, Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals. Objective, teach and master fundamental breakdancing power moves. Sprint planning and structure. Sprint duration, 2 weeks. Sprints involved, planning and organizing power move tutorials. Execution and practice sessions. Delivery and performance review. Retrospective to refine techniques and training methods. 5 Scrum events in the project. Sprint, 2-week iteration cycles. Focused on mastering specific power moves. Sprint planning, plan specific power move to be covered. Assign roles, instructors, dancers, videographers. Set goals for learning and performance. Daily Scrum, daily check-ins. Review progress on moves like windmills, flares, and air flares. Identify blockers, for example, injuries, technique difficulties. Sprint review, perform newly learned power moves. Gather feedback from peers and instructors. Assess progress and areas for improvement. Sprint retrospective, reflect on the training process. Discuss what worked well and what didn't. Plan for the next sprint's improvements. Benefits of time boxes, urgency and prioritization, ensures focus on mastering moves within the 2-week period. Prioritize high-impact power moves for immediate attention. Focus and productivity, dedicated time to practice without distractions. Specific goals for each training session. Predictable work rhythm, establishes a regular practice and review cycle. Helps dancers anticipate and prepare for upcoming challenges. Sprint time box considerations, frequency of changes, high frequency, weekly introduction of new power moves. Low frequency, focus on perfecting moves over 2 weeks before introducing new ones. Focus time for solution developers, dancers, complex moves, longer practice periods, for example, windmills might require multiple sessions. Simple moves, shorter practice periods, for example, basic footwork might only need a few sessions. Overhead for deliverables, performance reviews, time for recording and analyzing practice sessions. Stakeholder feedback, involving instructors and experienced dancers for comprehensive reviews. Flexibility in sprint length, adjusting based on experience. Initial sprints may focus on basic moves with shorter durations. As dancers progress, Sprints may lengthen to accommodate complex power moves. Example, initial 1-week sprints for basics like top rock and down rock. Transition to 2-week sprints for mastering power moves like flares and air flares. Next steps, upcoming focus, detailed breakdown of sprint planning for power moves. Compiling a sprint backlog with specific moves and practice goals. Fictional dataset scenario examples with metrics, windmill mastery sprint, objective, learn and execute 10 consecutive windmills. Estimated effort, 13 story points. Metrics, number of successful consecutive windmills. Time spent on each practice session. Feedback score from instructors, 110. Flares training sprint, objective, achieve 5 clean flares. Estimated effort, 8 story points. Metrics, number of flares executed without falls. Improvement in form and technique, assessed by video review. Injury occurrences and recovery time. Air flare preparation sprint, objective, prepare for air flares by mastering prerequisite moves. Estimated effort, 13 story points. Metrics, completion of prerequisite moves, for example, hollow backs, shoulder freezes. Instructor evaluation of readiness for air flares. Consistency and stability in prerequisite moves. Conclusion. The Skunkworks Spin Dynamics Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project demonstrates the application of Scrum principles and sprint planning to a unique and dynamic training environment. By breaking down the project into measurable and actionable steps, the team can ensure focused progress and continual improvement in mastering breakdancing power moves. Introduction to the sprint. Welcome back. Recap of the importance of sprints, also called iterations. Explanation of sprints providing rhythm for the team and being one of the 5 Scrum events. Importance of sprints, facilitate quicker feedback. Encourage team collaboration. Provide focus for Scrum teams. Serve as many projects with planning, execution, delivery, closing, and retrospective. 5 Scrum events, sprint. Sprint planning. Daily Scrum. Sprint review. Sprint retrospective. Benefits of time boxes, create a sense of urgency, driving prioritization. Provide a focus window, improving productivity. Develop a predictable work rhythm for the team. Sprint time box, range, 1 to 4 weeks. Considerations for choosing sprint length, frequency of changes. Frequent changes equals shorter sprints, for example, 1 week. Stable needs equals longer sprints. Focus time for solution developers, longer tasks equals longer sprints, for example, at least 2 weeks. Overhead for deliverables, large review, testing processes equals longer sprints, for example, 3-4 weeks. Flexibility in sprint length, adjust sprint length based on team experience and needs. Example, a team with 1-week sprints reflecting on changing to 2-week sprints due to work duration. Next steps, upcoming videos to discuss the relationship between other Scrum events and the sprint. Focus on sprint planning and compiling the sprint backlog. This detailed summary provides an organized breakdown of the key points covered in the video, making it easy to understand the critical aspects of sprints and their role in Scrum methodology. The Sprint Overview from the 2020 Scrum Guide. Skunkworks Spin Dynamics Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals Project. Project Overview. Skunkworks Spin Dynamics is launching an innovative project called Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals. The goal is to create a comprehensive training program for aspiring breakdancers focusing on mastering fundamental power moves. This project will follow Scrum methodology to ensure effective delivery and continuous improvement. Fictional dataset scenario examples. To deepen our understanding of Scrum events, we'll walk through detailed, fictional examples of each step with measurable metrics. The Sprint Overview and Execution. Sprint Planning Goal. Develop the instructional video series for the first set of power moves. Team Capacity. Based on historical data, the team can complete 20 story points per sprint. Sprint Length, 2 weeks, chosen based on the need for detailed reviews and ensuring high-quality video production. Product Backlog Items, PBIs, selected for this sprint. Create script for Windmill Basics, 5 story points. Record and edit Windmill Basics video, 8 story points. Create script for Headspin Fundamentals, 4 story points. Record and edit Headspin Fundamentals video, 10 story points. Daily Scrums, focus, team collaboration, identifying roadblocks, and ensuring tasks are on track. Example metrics. Average time per daily Scrum, 15 minutes. Number of roadblocks identified and resolved, 3. Task completion rate, 85%. Sprint review, goal, present completed videos and scripts to stakeholders for feedback. Stakeholders present, training program director. Lead breakdancing instructor. Marketing team representative. Feedback received, positive response to video quality. Suggestions for additional camera angles for clarity. Sprint retrospective, focus, reflect on the sprint process, identify improvements. Key discussion points, what went well, effective collaboration, high quality video output. What didn't go well? Script revisions took longer than expected. Improvement actions: allocate more time for script revisions in future sprints, conduct earlier reviews. Practices for forecasting progress. Burn down chart, initial story points, 27. Story points completed, 24. Remaining story points, 3. Burn up chart, total scope, 27 story points. Completed scope, 24 story points. Cumulative flow diagram, in progress, 6 story points. Completed, 24 story points. Decision-making in complex environments, empiricism. Based on past sprints, the team has identified that video editing takes 20% longer than anticipated. Future sprints will adjust estimates to reflect this learning. Sprint cancellation scenario. Halfway through the sprint, a new breakdancing trend emerges, making the current power moves less relevant. Decision: the product owner, after consulting with stakeholders, cancels the sprint to realign the project with new trends. Outcome: the team begins planning for new content that matches the latest trends, ensuring the training program remains current and valuable. Summary of metrics: sprint length, 2 weeks. Team capacity, 20 story points. Tasks completed, 24 story points. Roadblocks resolved, 3. Average daily Scrum duration, 15 minutes. Stakeholder feedback score, 8 out of 10. Adjustment in estimates: video editing time increased by 20%. Using Skunkworks Spin Dynamics Breakdancing Power Moves Fundamentals project, we walked through a detailed, measurable scenario to illustrate Scrum events and the importance of empiricism and adaptability in project management. Sprints in Scrum, heartbeat of Scrum, transforming ideas into value. Fixed length events, 1 month or less, to maintain consistency. New sprint starts immediately after the previous sprint concludes. Events within sprints, sprint planning. Daily scrums. Sprint review. Sprint retrospective. During the sprint, no changes that endanger the sprint goal. Maintain quality standards. Product backlog refinement as needed. Scope may be clarified and renegotiated with the product owner based on new learnings. Purpose and benefits of sprints: enable predictability through regular inspection and adaptation. Ensure progress toward the product goal is evaluated at least monthly. Shorter sprints reduce risk and complexity, allowing more frequent learning cycles. Practices for forecasting progress. Burn down charts. Burn up charts. Cumulative flow diagrams. These tools are useful but do not replace the importance of empiricism. Decision-making in complex environments. Forward-looking decisions should be based on past events, as future outcomes are unpredictable. Sprint cancellation. The sprint can be cancelled if the sprint goal becomes obsolete. Only the product owner has the authority to cancel the sprint.